Most seniors don't regret the things they've tried, but they do regret the stories that they never left behind for their grandkids. Your grandkids will know your name, but will they know your journey, your struggles, your mistakes, and what you learned in life? Because we know life teaches a lot of great lessons. Today I'm going to show you the number one regret that seniors have and how writing your life story for your grandkids simply, easily, in your own words, fixes this forever. Okay, the number one regret is seniors overwhelmingly regret not capturing their life stories, not telling their grandkids the mistakes, the lessons, and the breakthroughs they've had in their lives. They think, I'll get to it someday, until somebody or someday never comes. Your life becomes a puzzle your grandkids have to guess at, and you don't want that to happen. Why this matters? Kids become adults fast. We know at our age, okay? A decade goes by in a blink of an eye. And suddenly it's too late. Grandkids never get to hear, what was Papa like at 20? What was Grandma like at 20? What challenges did Grandma overcome? How did they learn the hard way? Your story disappears if you do not write it down. This is the greatest wisdom transfer tool you will ever give your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids, and so on. Why your grandkids need your story, okay? They need to see your humanity. They need to know the real you. They want the truth, the failures, and the wins. Your story helps them avoid your biggest mistakes, and your life story becomes a guidebook for their future. You know, you've read books on how to accomplish this, how to do that, okay? We didn't have the internet way back when. We didn't have YouTube University like we do right now. So we would pull it out of a book, okay? And you could learn anything out of a book. Unlike or like YouTube today, you can learn anything. Well, the anything you're going to give them is your trials, your tribulations, your life lessons, the stories that shape the person that you are, that will help shape those kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids of your lineage in the future. Your life story becomes their guidebook. The fix: write your life story for your grandkids. You don't need to be a writer, okay? You don't need perfect memory. You just need to talk. Can you talk? I'm sure you can. And all you have to do is record your stories, clean them up, turn them into a beautiful book. Even a simple 60 to 90 minute interview becomes gold for your family. I did an hour interview of my Aunt Teresa when she was 94. Never told her daughter or her son about it or her grandkids, and just recently I had it transcribed and I had it on a cassette tape. That's how long ago it was, okay? And I had it put on a digital file and I sent it over to them and they were joyous, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you is what I got. Well, I'm going to ask you to go a step further than that. But if you're not going to go anywhere at all, at least do that, okay? Take out your iPhone. Get out the voice memo section. Press play and start asking a bunch of questions, okay? That's all you need to do to get it done if you want your father or mother or grandparents' life story. If I'm talking to you, which is the 60-plus-year-old, okay, you create it. You can't depend on your children to do it. You can't depend on anybody to do it but you. Only you can make it happen, okay? The simple method that I teach. Start with the big chapters. Childhood. Your teen years. Your love. Your work. Your challenges. your big moments. Now, I know that's kind of wide, okay? But I'm going to develop some things for you to get those questions together. Actually, I do have the questions, but I will get them to you somehow, okay? Highlight your 10 biggest mistakes and what you learned, okay? Just start thinking about it. It'll start popping in your head, okay? Your subconscious mind will work on it while you're sleeping, while you're doing other things, okay? Sitting in that Barcalounger, okay? Cutting the lawn. Hopefully you're still active, okay? And stay active, and that's a whole nother video. Okay, share 10 life lessons you want your grandkids to live by. What are the things that you live by, okay? I mean, personally, I made up this list about 30 years ago because I'm kind of like that, okay? I am a writer, but we'll talk about, I don't write my books like this anymore. I speak by people asking me questions. I transcribe it, clean it up, and I got a book, okay? That's basically what I'm going to teach you how to do, okay? So I made a list of the kind of person that I am and I want to be, okay? Number one on my list is I never hurt someone on purpose. First of all, of course, never physically. I've never been in a fight in my life except for my brothers. But verbally, I don't hurt anybody on purpose, okay? Now, I'm kind of a wise ass. I'm fairly witty, okay? I developed that when I was young because I was 5'4", 140 pounds when I graduated from high school, and I'm much taller than that now. At my peak, it was like 5'10 and a half, 175, okay? I'm not 175 anymore, but I was 260, and I'm 190 right now. But anyway, let's get back, okay? So I don't hurt anybody on purpose. Now, when I'm with my boys, my golf guys, there is no filter, okay? We just let it fly, and we all know that it's in fun. And if I hurt somebody doing that way, I don't mean it. In most cases, it's somebody new, and they're very thin-skinned, and they're not part of our group anymore. That might seem a little bit harsh, but I've learned over the years, the people you travel with, and I go on about half a dozen to 8 or 9 golf trips. Shortest is a weekend or 3 days, and longest is like a week long over the summer months, sometimes in the winter months. So we only have people on those trips that are not thin-skinned. So you get the idea of what I mean, okay? So I never hurt anybody on purpose, okay? And 26 years ago, when my mother passed away, I added this to my list. Mom, I love you. I was driving my dry cleaning van. It was raining really hard. I get a call from my father and says, your mother's been rushed to the hospital. And I knew she passed away. I could just tell by my dad's tone, and I started bawling my eyes out. I'm in my dry cleaning van. The rain is coming down really hard. I got the tears in the rain, and I can hardly see anything, and my mind is just not focused, and I'm at a light, and somebody behind me is going, beep, 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 beep. I mean, they had no idea what I was going through. So what did I do from then on? I haven't beat my horn yet in traffic. If somebody is in front of me, I figure something is going on in their life, okay? So those are 2 small little things. The first one's a pretty big one that I do, okay? And you probably have those things and there's some words I've never said, okay? The N word, never, never. The C word, never, never, never. I never say the word H-A-T-E, okay? I don't say that word. I say dislike. I don't say the word P-R-O-B-L-E-M. I say challenges, opportunities. So there are certain words you will never hear me say. So these have all been a part of my life. Another thing, I don't wear a watch. And the reason, and I'm Italian, okay? I'm not a Guido. I don't got any necklaces. I don't like anything jewelry on me, but that's not the reason I don't wear a watch. About 35 years ago, I'm in a Starbucks talking with somebody. I think it was a business meeting. And I looked at my watch, and he said to me, you got somewhere to go? And I didn't. It was just habit that I looked at my watch. So I took my watch out, and I lost that deal, whatever it was, because I was looking at my watch when I should have been paying attention to him. So those are some of the things and that are in my book that's being done right now, okay? And these are the kind of things you want to put in your book. Okay. The 10 stories that shaped who you are. Just start thinking about it. They'll pop up. Put photos in between. Your family, your grandkids, great-grandkids will love it. Why is this urgent? Okay. I'm 69 years young. How old are you? If you're 80, it's more urgent. Actually, it's probably not. Okay. We could go, we all know, okay? We could go at any moment. We know that. We know how precious life is, okay? Your memory fades, health changes, okay? Fortunately, I don't take any medication. Used to be a diabetic. 3 years ago, my A1C before that was up to 10.1. Now it's 5.3. I lost 65, 70 pounds, depending upon the day. It started about 2.5, 3 years ago. So I'm no longer a diabetic. I had neuropathy in my feet. That's gone because I reduced my inflammation. And I take no medication whatsoever. Not a thing. Not even a children's aspirin. Okay? So I'm fortunate. But I get hit by a truck tomorrow. Okay? And I'm gone. Okay? I have done this. I've written out envelopes to all my children and my wife, Andrea. I have written out envelopes that instructed to open if I'm dead. I've at least done that, okay? Maybe you've done that. In the story, I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm 69. I better get it done, especially for you guys, okay? I am working on it. I mean, I'm doing more than working on it. It'll be done in about 30 days, okay? No, it will be done in 30 days. What's today's date? I forgot, but 30 days from now. It will be, let's say, 30 days from now is January 1st, 2026. It will be done. Okay, let me just put myself a reminder. 1/1/26. Book done. Okay? And if you catch me and my book's not done and I don't have proof, I'll give you $100, okay? That's how serious I am. And who knows how many people are going to watch this, okay? It's going to be done. My book's going to be done. You bet your ass it's going to be done now because I'm going to lose thousands of dollars if I don't. And I always pay my debts. Thank you. Okay. But your grandkids will always want to know who you were and how you became you. I told you a little bit about my personal story. I've got 3 grandkids, Blake, Addie, and Caden, and they'll know the real papa, okay? The good, the bad, the lessons, and the things I wish someone told me when I was young about my grandparents, okay? My grandpa John, or Giovanni, came from Sicily, San Cataldo, Italy. He was 16 years old, okay? I got this story from my Aunt Teresa, the one that I just told you about that I recorded on a cassette tape. He was one of 5 children. At 16, he was the first Colosi, got on the boat, came into Ellis Island by himself, and then got up to Rochester, New York, which is about 8 hours away somehow. I don't know that part, how he got up here. But he had some cousins up here. After he came here, got a job in the shoe factory, the rest of his siblings and his parents ended up coming over to America, okay? Now, I think about that story when I'm in a tough situation, okay? And I say, Greg, get your act together, okay? Your grandfather, my grandfather, came on a boat by himself at age 16, okay? At 16, I was just starting to drive, okay? I didn't know shit from Shinola, okay? So that motivates me. I wish I had more of his stories, because if that's one of his stories, okay, he's got some other stories, and I wish I knew that. Well, my grandkids are going to know, okay? They're not going to find out that I came over on a boat by myself, but they're going to find out about some challenging times in my life and how I overcame them. They're also going to learn that for every failure or setback, there is a seed for an equivalent or greater benefit. And I am telling them, and I will tell them in the book, that you take a look at setbacks, okay, as an opportunity to grow. And you might not know how now, but you will. 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. Sometimes a lesson takes 10 years to find out. If today were your last day, what would you want your grandkids to know? First of all, that you love them, I'm sure. How much you love them. What you love about each one of them. That's very, very important. What mistakes do you hope that they never repeat? Okay, I went bankrupt when I was 33. I don't want them to go through that, even though I learned a ton from it, but I'll tell them what the signs are, okay? I know exactly what I did. When you look back, everything's 20/20, okay? You can't control how much time you have left, okay? Especially us. Although our whole lives, we've known somebody's life that's been cut off pretty early, but we don't know. We got to take action today. But you can control what you leave behind. Writing your life story for your grandkids might be the most powerful thing, most powerful gift you ever give to your family. If you're 60 plus and want help writing your life story for your grandkids, this channel is for you. Subscribe to this. We've got videos on health, wealth, purpose, and leaving a legacy that your family will treasure. All right. If you'd like help preserving your stories and creating something for your grandkids that they'll treasure forever, please take my free life story readiness assessment. It's the quickest way to see where you stand and what your next step or steps should be. There is a link right below in the description. Thanks, and make it a great day. Bye.